It is time to prepare to make millions of stubs in the third inning program, which drops on May 9th, along with a weekend classic and May Spotlight drop #1 at noon Pacific Standard Time. So how can we make stubs in the third inning program, you ask? Well, let's take a look at my handy dandy spreadsheet and let me show you how we're going to make some stubs in that third inning program. What's up, guys? Be sure you guys check out Control Freaks and Precision Rings at controlfreak.com so you guys can get more control and better precision in MLB The Show 25. And if you guys use code BLOOD at checkout, you get an additional 12% off. And if you spend $25 or more, they also give you free shipping. Anyways, back to the video. So when you look at this spreadsheet, you will see all the saved programs that I have. These are second inning programs that I am saving for the third inning program. The multiplayer program runs through the third inning program for at least that weekend. So we saved the entire multiplayer program. So we got a lot of grinding to do, because it has 75,000 stubs in it that we can earn for the third inning program. Same with the Guitar Conquest, mini seasons, Scott Rowland, Fire and Finesse, second inning boss collection. Collect all 3 of those second inning bosses for 30,000 XP in the third inning program. We have done that. April Spotlight 4, White Sox City Connect, LE Takeover program, Horseshoe Conquest. And then we're going to get an April Spotlight 5 on Tuesday, and then a May Spotlight 1 on Friday. We do those, we'll get like 5,000 XP as well. So this is what I'm doing going into this. So if we go over to multiplayer and we go to like rank, you will see the multiplayer program ends in 8 days, and we have 15,000 there, 30,000 there, 30,000 there. Now, when it comes to Conquest, they're very easy to set up. So we do a majority of these Conquest maps. We do all the strongholds, and we just leave one little space that we have not done. And all we have to do in order to get this 4,500 XP that we see at the bottom is we just have to go over here and simulate the game. Don't even have to play it. Simulate the game, and we're going to get 4,500 XP. Very easy to do. That's how I set up every Conquest map. Okay, all these Conquest maps are set up that way, at least the 3 that we have not done. Mini seasons. This is going to be a grind too. I got to play the entire mini seasons, but there's 54,000 XP in this mini seasons. So if we look at goals, I did play some games. I played 4. That way, by the very first game that I play, I'm going to get 5,000 XP for it. So that way it kind of speeds up the grind a little bit, but I still got to win 5 games, win 12 games, win 18, win 23, win 28. Got to win 28 games for all of that XP. And when we win 28 games, we're also going to we made the playoffs, and we're going to get the other 10,000 XP for winning the championship, and we're going to get Chris Bryant. So we saved that. Now, for the programs, they're a little tricky. You have to micromanage your team around these programs. So Scott Rowland program, we did all of the PXP missions. I wanted to do all the missions because the missions take the longest, right? And then we just save the moments. So 5, 10, 15 right there. And then there's 5, 10, 15 right there. That's 30. We have 15. 30 plus 15 is 45. That'll get us to the XP, and then we just have to do something else to get the player card. But the XP is the most important. So 6 moments, and we're done with that program. The reason I say you have to work around it is you have to make sure that you don't do anything else. Like, I can't get PXP with the All-Star Scott Rowland, in case I have him, and I can't get PXP with Reds. Otherwise, I'm going to be going up to that next tier. And that next tier is a pack right now. So see, I already accidentally got some XP I wasn't supposed to do. So that's what I'm talking about. So a better example will be the Fire and Finesse. I got all the way up to 24 stars because, I mean, 2,000, 1,000, not a lot of XP, right? So I got to 24 stars. I saved 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and 10,000 XP. And for stat missions, I did all these stat missions except left-handed started pitchers. Because if I pitch with left-handed starting pitchers, I will get 3 stars, and then I will go past this mark. So I saved all the moments, And then I just saved that left-handed starting pitcher. Now I can get 9 innings pitched, right? So I can get closer. I just got to make sure I don't get 10. Same thing for the LE one. This one's a little bit harder though, because stat missions, we didn't do any of the stat missions on that one, right? Because the very first thing that you get is XP. So we're not doing any of the stat missions on that one. So we have to be very careful that we're not doing hits with switch hitters, home runs with shortstops, stolen bases with shortstops, hits with high fielders, extra base hits with high speed hitters. Now, maybe when we get closer to Friday, we have some of these like 14 out of 15, 20 out of 25, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5, just so we're closer to it and we can get it a lot easier. But we just want to make sure that we don't actually get it. Also PXP with red. So we have to make sure. So right now my team has low fielding and it has low speed on my team right now that I'm grinding like Diamond Quest with. So that's how I built my team around these, is making sure I look at the missions I have not completed and make sure I don't have any players that are going to make me complete those missions. And it goes for the same thing if you want to save like spotlight programs, right? Here's a spotlight program I haven't completed. It's only 5,000 XP for spotlight drops. So like I might just complete this and say whatever. It's only 5,000 XP, but it adds up. The reason being that we save these is for that XP reward pass boss. So at 320,000, we're going to get an XP reward pass boss. King Griffey Jr. was selling for 500,000 stubs day one. I know it says 250 right here, but he sold for 500,000. There are completed orders for 500,000 stubs on King Griffey Jr. And you guys can check that on the showzone.gg. And it's actually right here. You will see that his open was 500,000. His high was 500,000 and his low was 220 on April 11th. We go to April 12th. His high is 299. His low is 93. So it definitely drops, and it continues to drop as the inning program moves forward. So if you're day one, you can sell them for up to 500K, but now you can actually sell them for up to 750K because they raised the cap on these overall players. So the cap was 500K when King Griffey came out. The cap is now 750,000 stubs on these players. So definitely could expect it could be more this time around, especially if it's a very good player that people want and they want to parallel 5 him, or they want him for weekend classic. That's when you could expect that that card will sell for that much, especially to other content creators that want to use him for the weekend classic or want to get a 1-of-1 P5 on him. So whoever the boss may be could definitely adjust that price accordingly depending on how popular that card is going to be. And if we look back at my spreadsheet, so on day one of the 30 inning program, there is 160,000 XP cap for just gameplay, just playing the game. All the program XP that I'm talking about, that's separate. You can earn any amount of program XP. That's why we save program XP. So 160,000 is your gameplay XP cap plus any program. So right now we currently have 232,000 program XP that we can obtain plus 160,000 XP cap, which means on day one, we have a possibility of 392,000 XP, and that'll go up above 400,000 once we get the new programs and stuff. So that's well above the second inning boss that we had. So the boss should roughly be around the same amount of XP. So if we grind all day on May 9th, which is Friday, we should be able to get that boss fairly quickly. And maybe there's even more XP to get, and maybe we can get both bosses and hit that 500,000 XP mark on day one and double our stubs. Now, another thing I'm going to do is the new multiplayer program that comes out, I'm going to try to grind that as fast as possible too. And why do you ask? Well, that's the same reason that we're saving the multiplayer program. You can also grind it to make stubs. So for instance, Satchel Paige, not Kopech as much, but Satchel Paige, when he first came out, 250,000 stubs. So if you were grinding the program, you could have unlocked him and sold him. On top of that, when they add number 2 comes out, Ozzy 101,000 stubs. And then finally, we had Christian Yelich, which was another 68,000 stubs. So if you grind those when they first come out, you can also make stubs by doing that. So this time around, we're going to grind this and see what makes us more stubs, the multiplayer program or saving the multiplayer program and then grinding that inning boss. Which ones are going to make us the most stubs? That way we can come back and tell you guys what you guys should do to make the most stubs. Should you guys be saving a multiplayer program for the very last weekend, or should you be grinding the multiplayer program and selling those cards and then just getting the third inning bosses and selling them for what they are and not trying to be the first person to get them? Either way, you can make stubs selling the bosses, but the faster you get them, the more stubs you make. The same with the multiplayer program. The faster you get them, the more stubs you can make. They will always get cheaper, so it's most likely always worth to sell these cards because, like Christian Yelich, if you sold him for like 40, 50K, 30K, he's only like 12K right now. So you can typically buy these cards a little bit later on in the season or in the program and get them a lot cheaper. But that is what I am going to be doing for the third inning program. Grinding. But be sure to like and subscribe, turn notifications on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.